Welcome back to the channel, Wall Street Bravado, coming to you with video number 3. Today we're going to be talking about, before we start, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. We're going to start and talk about entrepreneurship, and we're going to talk about the reasons why entrepreneurs fail. Now, this is coming from the heart. This is coming from an individual that failed many times and has a very solid business acumen. And I would say that after about 4 failed businesses, I would say I have a pretty good grasp of what's going on in the industry. But let's jump right into it. The number one reason from my experience why businesses fail is because of something called undercapitalization. Not having enough money to sustain yourself for the first 1 to 3 years. Those 1 to 3 years are the most important years of a business, because those are your ramp-up years. Those are your startup years. That's when you're receiving that seed money, and that's when you're trying to gain customers, and you're trying to increase your revenue and get cash flow, get that money coming in the door. And that's very challenging in the first 1 to 3 years. Most businesses don't make it past year 5. That's pretty much a known fact. But the number one reason, undercapitalization. Not enough resources, not enough capital to withstand those very hard, challenging times. Give you a perfect example. A lot of individuals, new entrepreneurs, fresh out of college or just looking to get out a new venture, they will say something along the lines of, okay, I'm going to start a business, I have X amount of capital, and I'll put that capital to work, build a business plan, and that business plan is sustainable on paper, but in real life, a lot of things change. You run into a lot of problems, things that are outside of the actual business plan that you are not aware of. Another thing is, a lot of entrepreneurs in the beginning, they have an understanding, and they feel that they have the ability to draw from the business as far as capital. That's not the case. The business is not, you're not going to be able to sustain a business drawing from the capital in the beginning. You have to have enough of your own capital on the sidelines to sustain yourself for that entire period of time. Meaning that, hey, this business can run by itself with the money that it has, and I draw nothing from it, and I take the money and reinvest everything over and over again. All the monthly sales, any profits gets reinvested every single time. And that's how the business will grow. But you can't expect in the beginning to take money from the business. So that's number one, undercapitalization. Number 2, an inability to manage different roles within the business when you're starting. Now, what I mean by that is, when you start a business, it's going to be small. You're going to have to play, you're going to be like on a baseball team. Somebody's got to be the umpire, somebody's got to be the pitcher, somebody's got to be the catcher. You got to play all those roles, basically. You're just one person. Of course, you're going to have a business partner, but in the start, it's going to be rough. You're going to have to be the accountant. You're going to have to be the tax auditor. You're going to have to be the cashier if it's a small retail store. You're going to have to be the attorney in-house. You have to wear all these different hats. And for some people, that's very, very challenging for them. And they fall by the wayside because it's too much to take on. You don't have enough capital to spread yourself that thin. So that's what I see a lot of entrepreneurs in the beginning, understanding that they have a very good concept. It might be an IT startup. It might be, like I said, retail. It might be an online e-commerce. But they have the core business skills, but they're not able to work outside of those parameters. They see tunnel vision. They see coding. They see IT, but they don't see anything outside of that. A business is ran not by just one function. You have to have many functions to run that business, and wear many hats. And moving right along to number 3, my very best. I should have put this number 1, but it's number 3. Leverage. Oh my goodness. Leverage, leverage, leverage. It can be the gift and the curse. But I see a lot of entrepreneurs coming out, overextend themselves way too early in the game. And what I mean by leverage is by borrowing, extending themselves too much with the banks, extending themselves too much with outside creditors and lenders, and doing that way too early. The best way to use leverage is to amplify your profits, not to get you in the door. And what I mean by that is, if your business is cash flowing and it's EBITDA positive, and you're seeing year over year net revenue in the black, that's when you can say to yourself, okay, let's take out a very low interest loan, and let's go in, let's purchase more inventory, or purchase more of whatever product it is that you're selling or service that you're selling, and let's bump up our sales numbers. Something like this. If you guys are already public, then you do a stock buyback, something like that. But anyway, along those lines, you're using leverage to basically amplify gains. That's the best use of leverage, is to amplify gains. Now, leverage doesn't always have to be money. It can also be you're leveraging someone else's time, or you're leveraging your employees to work better at a task. So that's the best use of leverage. But in the beginning, you definitely don't want to take on more than you can handle with leverage, because you'll find yourself definitely in a pickle, and that's not what you want to do. So those are kind of like the top 3 reasons that I see in my experience, and what I've dealt with in the years of owning businesses, why entrepreneurs fail. Hopefully, that was helpful, and take some insight from that. Coming back to you next week with another video. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.